What if I told you that after 40 years of working, saving, and sacrificing, the average American retires with less than what most people spend on a car? That's not a joke. That's not clickbait. That is the cold, hard, uncomfortable truth. And today, we are going to break it all down so you don't become that statistic. I'm Ron, and welcome to the channel where we talk about real money, real strategies, and real results. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just the truth your financial advisor isn't telling you. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button right now and smash that like button. It literally takes 2 seconds, and it helps more people find this information before it's too late. Trust me, they need it. Now, let's get into it, because the numbers we're about to look at should make every single one of us sit up straight and pay close attention. Let's start with the most important question. How much does the average American actually retire with? According to recent data from the Federal Reserve and multiple retirement studies, the median retirement savings for Americans aged 65 and older is somewhere between $87,000 and $100,000. Not a million, not even $500,000. We're talking about $87,000 to $100,000. And for millions of retirees, it's even less than that. Now, let that number sink in for a second, because financial experts consistently say you need at least 10 to 12 times your final salary saved up to retire comfortably. If you're making $60,000 a year, that means you need somewhere between $600,000 and $720,000 saved up. Minimum. Most people are retiring with less than 15% of what they actually need. That is a crisis. A quiet, slow-moving crisis that nobody is talking about loudly enough. So where did everyone go wrong? Why are so many hardworking people reaching retirement age completely underprepared? There are actually several layers to this answer, and we're going to go through all of them. The first reason is that people started too late. This is the most common and most devastating mistake in personal finance. Compound interest is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. And I mean that seriously. If you invest $500 a month starting at age 25 at an average 7% annual return, you would have roughly $1.2 million by age 65. If you wait until age 35 to start that same investment, you end up with just about $567,000. That's a $600,000 difference. From waiting just 10 years, 10 years costs you over $500,000. Let that number shake you, because it should. The second reason is that people consistently underestimated how much they would spend in retirement. There is this widespread myth that you'll spend a lot less money when you retire. And for the first year or two, maybe that's true. But then reality kicks in. Healthcare costs explode. Travel, hobbies, helping family members, all of that adds up fast. The average retired couple spends over $315,000 on healthcare alone during retirement. That's not total retirement spending. That is just healthcare. And Medicare doesn't cover everything. Far from it. The third reason, and this one is painful, is lifestyle inflation. As people earn more money throughout their careers, their spending tends to go up at the same rate, or faster. Bigger house, nicer car, more vacations, better restaurants. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your earnings, but if your savings rate stays the same while your lifestyle gets more expensive, you are running on a treadmill. You feel like you're moving, but you're standing still. The fourth reason is debt. Specifically, people carrying debt into retirement. According to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, more than 68% of Americans aged 55 to 64 are carrying significant debt loads, including mortgages, car loans, and credit card balances. When you retire on a fixed income and you still have $800 or $1,000 a month going toward debt payments, that savings account drains at a terrifying speed. Now, let's talk about Social Security for a moment, because a lot of people are counting on it to fill the gap. And this is a dangerous assumption. The average Social Security benefit in 2024 is around $1,907 per month. That is roughly $22,884 a year. The federal poverty line for a single person is about $15,000 a year. So yes, Social Security keeps you technically above poverty, but that is not a retirement plan. That is survival mode. And if you claim Social Security early at 62, your benefit gets permanently reduced by up to 30%. 30% less for the rest of your life because you couldn't wait. So what does a realistic retirement actually cost? Let's do the math together. Financial planners widely use what is called the 4% rule, which says you can safely withdraw 4% of your retirement portfolio each year without running out of money over a 30-year retirement. So if you want $50,000 a year in retirement income, you need $1.25 million saved. If you want $40,000 a year, you need $1 million. If you're aiming for a modest $30,000 a year withdrawal, supplemented by Social Security, you still need $750,000. And remember, the average retiree has less than $100,000. You can see exactly why this is a problem. Now, what can you actually do about this? Because this channel is not just about diagnosing the problem, it's about solving it. So let's talk solutions. Number 1, maximize your tax-advantaged accounts immediately. If you have a 401k at work and your employer offers any kind of match, you need to be contributing at least enough to get that full match. That is free money. Leaving it on the table is the equivalent of turning down a raise. On top of that, if you qualify, open a Roth IRA. In 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year, or $8,000 if you're 50 or older. A Roth IRA grows completely tax-free, meaning every dollar you pull out in retirement costs you nothing in taxes. That is a massive advantage over a traditional 401k or savings account. Number 2, automate your savings so you never see the money. This is one of the most psychologically powerful things you can do. Set up an automatic transfer on the day your paycheck hits so that your savings contribution goes directly into your investment account before you ever have a chance to spend it. Most people save whatever is left over after spending. Wealthy people spend whatever is left over after saving. Flip the script. Number 3, aggressively pay down high-interest debt. Any debt with an interest rate above 6 or 7% is costing you more than your investments are likely to earn. Credit card debt at 20% or 25% interest is not just a burden, it is financially destroying you. Every extra dollar you put toward eliminating that debt gives you a guaranteed 20% or 25% return. No investment reliably beats that. Kill the debt first. Number 4, consider delaying retirement, even by just a few years. I know that might not be what you want to hear, but the math is undeniable. Working until 67 instead of 62 does 3 things simultaneously. It gives your investments more time to grow, it reduces the number of years your savings need to cover, and it increases your Social Security benefit significantly. In many cases, working just 2 or 3 extra years can add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your total retirement picture. Number 5, diversify your income streams. Do not rely on one single source of retirement income. The wealthiest retirees typically have 3 to 5 income streams: Social Security, pension or annuity, investment withdrawals, rental income, part-time work or consulting, dividends, and so on. Even a small side income of $500 to $1,000 a month in retirement dramatically reduces how fast you draw down your savings. That one change alone could extend your retirement savings by 5 to 10 years. And finally, number 6, get educated and stay educated. The single most expensive thing most Americans do is make financial decisions based on gut feeling, family tradition, or outdated advice. The rules of money have changed. Tax laws change. Investment vehicles change. Staying informed, whether through channels like this one, books, podcasts, or a certified financial planner, is not optional anymore. It is the difference between retiring comfortably and running out of money at 78. Here's another number that should absolutely terrify you and motivate you at the same time. A 2023 survey found that 22% of Americans have zero retirement savings. Not a little, not almost nothing, literally zero. 1 in 5 Americans. And among people aged 50 to 64, people who are a decade or less away from retirement, 30% have less than $10,000 saved. These are not young people who have time to fix it easily. These are people on the doorstep of retirement with almost nothing behind them. But here's the thing, and this is important, knowing the problem puts you ahead of almost everyone. Most people avoid looking at these numbers because they're uncomfortable. The fact that you're watching this video right now, that you're asking questions and seeking answers, that matters. That is the first step. The people who end up okay in retirement are rarely the people who got lucky. They are the people who started paying attention, made a plan, and stayed consistent. That can be you. So let's bring it all home. The average American retires with somewhere around $87,000 to $100,000. And in most cases, that is simply not enough. Not with rising healthcare costs, longer life expectancy, inflation eating away at purchasing power, and Social Security payments that barely cover the basics. But the solution is not complicated. It is consistent. Start earlier than you think you need to. Save more aggressively than feels comfortable. Eliminate debt like your retirement depends on it. Because it does. Diversify your income and never stop learning. The gap between a comfortable retirement and a struggling one is not always about how much money you made. It is almost always about the decisions you made with the money you had. You still have time to make better decisions, but that window does not stay open forever. If this video added value to your life today, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it right now. Every week, we break down real personal finance strategies that you can actually use. Not theory, not fluff, real actionable steps. I'm Ron, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's build something better together.